Well, hello. Hello, ladies. Hello, ladies. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of A Queen's Roundtable Quarterly Symposium. I am so excited. We have an awesome guest in the house. So, whatever you are doing, just, stop it. Sit down for a minute, grab a quick beverage, water, tea, wine, whatever you're doing at this time is fine. Oh, I just rhymed. Okay. So yeah. So grab whatever your favorite beverage is. I have mine right here. But before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick introduction. So for those of you that may not know, my name is Jacqueline Cabot Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach, and I help women by providing a platform for them to basically show up and show out and show their brilliance to the world, right? Because so many of us are so busy hiding and shrinking down, right? So no more of that. No more of that. Come to the front, come to the spotlight, and do your thing. The world needs to hear you and to see you and to be inspired by you. So that's what A Queen's Roundtable Show is all about. We are here every second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring on a different entrepreneur. The links are in the body of the text. So if you're interested in being a guest, go ahead, click that link and fill out an application. So without further ado, I'm going to let my guest introduce herself, Miss Minister Nakita Davis. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the ladies and let us know a little bit about you and Jesus, Coffee, and Prayer.
There it is. There it is, Queen. Yes, it's time to put your position. All the glory belongs to God. And then I want to thank my gracious host, my queen, also my 2021 Women of Black Excellence honoree for having me on this amazing platform. Certainly it helps to edify other queens. But as she stated, my name is Minister Nakita Davis. For those who do not know me, I am the proud CEO and founder of Jesus Coffee and Prayer Christian Publishing House, the #1 Christian publishing house in the land. And I am just excited anytime I get to connect, collaborate with like-hearted queens who are glow-getters of faith. They're moving, they're shaking, and they are, just running up the winning scoreboard. And so what I do is help women to become best-selling and international best-selling authors through my queen platform, whether it's their individual book or in one of our anthologies, which I host many of those throughout the year. We just dropped one that was an international bestseller. We're working on the next one called Women Win, which I already declared and decree in Jesus' name it'll be an international bestseller as well. But in addition to that, my team is very heavy on also highlighting our queens, our women of faith, our glow getters in our media, marketing, and PR portion of Jesus Coffee and Prayer. So for all speakers, authors, girl bosses who may be struggling or who want to level it up, take it to the next level, that's what my team does. We position you to win by getting you the visibility, the authority, and the credibility your speaker, author, girl boss business. So that's on the business standpoint, and we've been wildly successful in that. Let me say, God is truly blessed. We've been able to generate multiple six figures during the pandemic with doing what God has called us to do. So it's an honor to not only be in alignment with him, but to edify my sisters of faith and help them glow and grow, but then also to build my own legacy for my family and my kids. And my goal is to help all women to be able to do that. So that's on the business front. From a personal standpoint, look, I'm just a everyday girl, around the way girl, honey. You understand? I'm from the South, from Charlotte, North Carolina. My family resides in Atlanta, Georgia now. We moved here a little over a year ago. It's been nothing but a blessing. We declared that this was our land of milk and honey, and we've seen God do nothing but that, even during the pandemic. So that's been encouraging. I'm married, have two beautiful kiddos, 13 and 3, honey. So pray for your sis, okay? 13 and 3. They are amazing, and honey, they keep mama busy in addition to what I do to serve God and to serve my. So that's me. I live a full life, even during the pandemic. Love to travel, love to uplift, love King Jesus. And I'm just looking at impact. And I know that I'm making a global impact. So that's a little bit about me.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you again for being here, Queen. So I know you like to travel. Didn't you guys just recently get back from a family vacation Was it Disney World or Disneyland or?
Yeah, so we went to, it was a couple of things. See, my husband, he get done up in February. See, February, I've already declared that that's Queen's month, that's my month, because it's my birthday, and it's also our anniversary. Then, of course, Valentine's. So he just get hit up back to back. It's like the 14th, the 23rd is my birthday, and the 27th is our anniversary. So for like 10 days, it's on. So yeah, so we went to hang out in Miami for a little bit. That was amazing. And then we left there. And on our anniversary, we took the kids to Disney World, or is it Disney? Whatever the one is in Florida, honey. That's the one we went to. And took them for kids at heart. So hey, he certainly enjoyed it and had an amazing time. We got to go for about 2 weeks. So looking forward to taking another quick little trip / business trip always here recently or here in the near future.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know what you mean. I always get that mixed up too. If because we went to the one in Disney, I mean the one in Florida, and I think that's Disneyland. I think it's the one in Florida.
No, but it's Mickey there. Mickey is there. That's what I know.
I know.
In the park, I don't know.
I know that's right, but it's a lot. I know it's a lot of fun, and it looks like you guys had an awesome time. So let me ask you this: how did Jesus, Coffee, and Prayer come about?
Yes. And I many times when I get asked to speak, I bring this back to the forefront that your gift will make room for you and being obedient. Of course, obviously I am an ordained minister, so I'm going to speak from that lens. I understand that people could be watching this globally, different faiths and different belief systems. What I can share is my experience. So that's the lens that we coming from. And so for me, I believe that your gift makes room for you. It really came about when I was in my youth. I always loved to write. I was that kid that was sneaking when mama said lights out. I would have my flashlight. I joke and tell people this, but it was true. I would be under the covers with a flashlight with my glasses on, reading Goosebumps. Shout out to R.L. Stein. So I would be reading Goosebumps, right? And then when I was in English class, I would be the one. I was often a poet and never been shy. So I would read poetry or write poetry to the class. So literally, being in the literary field, so to speak, was when I was a kid. I loved to read and write. Long story short, I was journaling. I was really writing love notes to Jesus. It was in my journal book. Matter of fact, the journal book had Jeremiah 29:11 on the front. And in poetic form, I was just writing love notes in a poetic form to Jesus. And then the more I continued to write that, it morphed into, man, this is really blessing my soul. I wonder if this will bless somebody else. So really me just being authentic in who I am with him, growing that relationship and not religion, that morphed into, hey, let's do this book, turn the journal into a book. And then the book turned into a business when I started doing a book tour for my very own book, Jesus, Coffee, and Prayer. That's the name of my first book. It's a 14-day devotional book all about increasing gratitude. And as I started to go on my book tour, just in the local area of Charlotte, North Carolina, I met some amazing dynamic women, but they were all scared to write a book. It was like one location, the next location. They doubted that people would read it. They doubted that anybody would be interested. And I was like, these women are intelligent, they're educated, they're beautiful, but yet they're in front of me with fear. And so it was like the bell went off and God was like, you. I'm like, me? I barely got my book out. I mean, this is this mental conversation that I was having. And long story short, I was obedient to what he told me to do. I helped produce the first person's book that turned into the second, the third. And now here we are a little over a year and a half later. And now I've been blessed to help more than 110 women become best-selling and international best-selling authors. So when he has his hand on your life and on a certain thing and you decide to be obedient, that's where the gift comes through and he makes room. So that was totally never planned, but that's what happened when I was obedient to God. So yeah.
Wow, that is just, that's amazing. And like you said, it's just, well, a couple of things I wanted to touch on. And one is that sometimes we can plan things all day long, but we just don't know in what direction we're gonna go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just say you could have, I don't know, maybe been going to school for accounting, let's just say. And you just figure, I'll do that for some years, I'll retire, but obviously there were other plans for you, right? There were other plans in store.
And knows the plans he got for me, baby. You too, Queen, you watch this.
And you listened. And you listened. You know, a lot of times people, like you said, because of fear, you know, maybe fear of being judged, or, you know, they don't want people to think this, or, you know, just all of those limiting, doubting things that pop up in our head. They just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just tuck that away. And I'm not going to allow myself to be led, or I'm going to not pay attention to that instinct, you know, so on and so forth, however you want to describe it, you know, but you tuck it away and you don't act. You know, so you are a awesome example of someone being led and actually listening and being in tune. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you know, and that's part of the purpose of this show, is that I wanted other women to see that you can do it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people see the finished product, but they have no idea where people started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so good, Queen, because that's why the word lets you know, never despise, Queen. And this is for you if you're watching, never despise small, because we all have to start somewhere. When I look back, and I move a lot and I shake a lot, and the women who know me know, you know, I'm telling a lot here a lot, but take a moment to take a pregnant pause, you know, and I look back where God has brought me through. It's like I'm amazed at my own life. Like I am literally living the life that I always wanted to live. And I'm not just talking financially. Yes, that's a blessing as well. And even greater is on the way. I declare and decree that. But I to be my own boss, to make my own rules. Now, of course, God is the ultimate boss. Okay, we get that. But I'm talking about here on earth, to be able to formulate how I want my day to go, who I'm able to connect with, how I get to serve, when I get to serve, where I get to serve. Yes, we were in Miami. Yes, it was a vacation. But as you many people know, as an entrepreneur, honey, you got to get it how you live. So still doing business, but the majority of the time I was, you know, conducting conferences. I was hosting the Black Beautiful Girl Boss Tour, because that was all of February. Where hello, all of the end of February, I was in Miami and Orlando. So from Disney World or from the beach in Miami, okay, let me hop on this call, and then when I finish, I'm going back to the pool. I'm poolside.
Because I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I was like, wait a minute, she don't.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to South Beach and then I'm gonna hop on the call, right? So, but you can do that. Set yourself up to where I'm on vacation, but I'm still able to while I'm on vacation, and bless the globe, bless God, and help my queens rise. I mean, we don't get much better than that, other than just to amplify even more so. So, again, you have what you say you have. Whatever you want to manifest, you can have it, but you got to put in the work, and it requires a whole heck of a lot of faith. That's the biggest piece. If you don't have that confidence in you, you don't have that confidence on the promises that God has for you, you're going to stay right where you at. It just is what it is. I try to infuse that in the women that I get to connect with. I want to see more than anything, before your best book or your international bestseller or your global stage with me. I host a lot of events as well, worldwide, virtually for now, right? But I love that, but I want your faith. I want you to believe that you can fly. And that's really, I know that without a shadow of a doubt, that is my purpose here on earth, for people to be encouraged, inspired to fly. Because you can soar, Queen. You can soar, but you got to believe it. And then you got to put in the work. You do not do those two things. You know, I'm not saying you're not living a life now, but are you living your best life? Are you willing to put down? And this is what I had to do. Are you willing to put comfortable? Comfortable doesn't always mean good. Comfortable just means familiarity. Comfortability just means you know it. You know, you hear old school, what is it? It's better to be with the devil you know than the one you don't know. So you'll hear little sayings like that, but I'm like, nah, scratch all that. Why would I want to be with the devil or something evil anyway? Like so what you think is that's the best I can get? That's the best I can do? My God is that he's called me to greater, and he's called me to the nations. And I literally believe that. So it's not about where I am, it's about where he's taking me. And just that quick and being obedient to what he called me to do, putting work and stepping out on faith, connecting and collaborating with amazing women like yourself, and other women from all over the globe, has positioned me to fly. And I try to take as many women that I can that are serious. I say that a lot because there's so many people who are playing, and my time is not one to play. I'm just being honest. After the pandemic, all the people that done lost their life, the one thing we don't have, if you didn't know, is time. It's not promised to nobody. You can be gone tomorrow. I don't declare that over anybody's life, but we don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna give back. I'm gonna do everything God has called me to do. And when I leave here in 100 years, okay, when I leave here in 100 years, I'll be empty because I have poured out all of my gifts, all of my talents, and everything that He called me to be and do. And my family will be financially blessed. I don't shy away from that. Some folks, I feel like, especially when they get into religion, they shy away from saying things like that. Like, well, I don't want to say anything about the money. I don't want people to know that I need money. What? Stop it. Queen, you gotta eat, you gotta live, you want to there's things you want to do. If He's giving you a gift and bless other people, if you're key to breaking generational curses through your program, through your course, through your master class, through your book, through your symposium, why wouldn't you need to be? Because you took all your knowledge, your wisdom, your years of insight, your failures, perceived failures, and your wins, and wrapped it up and gave it to Him with a bow. And that's free. Child, please. That's over. That is over. People want to have to be willing to trust God, step out on faith, and have to be willing to in the vision, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Because I was willing to do all those things, I know for a fact God is rewarding me because of that. So I know you didn't even ask me all that, but I just have to tell it like it is, baby. I just want people to be set free and stop playing with their life, because tomorrow is not promised, girl. You better go out here and be blessed. Better go out here and live your best blessed life. Go out here as many women as you can, and men, right, with you on the journey, because we may only can truly account for ourselves, but we are not meant to do it alone. And so I love platforms like this that give women an opportunity to share their. So I'm gonna be quiet because, honey, I start preaching and start passing around the collection.
And I'm trying to let you get everything out. I don't like to interrupt, but sometimes I may, because I don't want to forget what it is I'm trying to say.
This is your.
One thing I wanted to say is that for those of you that have joined us, let me know in the comments that you can hear us okay. Only because, and I don't know, maybe it's just on my end, but I know it's like a couple of times a couple of your words went out, or I didn't hear them. So if you ladies are listening, or gents, just put in the comments, let me know. I'll be checking, to see. But I wanted to mention that, and also wanted to say, one of the things that you mentioned is that you have to believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people say that they want to do this, or they say that they want to do that, but the main issue that keeps them blocked or keeps them stagnant is the fact that and sometimes some women are not even consciously aware of it, but they don't realize it. But in the back of their mind, they don't think they can do it. Or maybe a lot of us are suffering from some form of trauma, and because of that, again, in the back of our minds, especially if we don't heal properly, in the back of our minds, we don't feel that we're worthy. And that also blocks people from moving forward. So that's a huge piece of that puzzle, is what do you tell yourself? What types of thoughts are running in your head? You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to say it, but do you really believe it? And if you really truly believed you were worthy and that you had everything that you needed to move forward, why wouldn't you do it? Right? Why wouldn't you do it? Okay. So I wanted to mention that. And it was something else I wanted to say, but I have to say this. You are such a humble individual. And I know between all of your because Queens, I know some of you that have tuned in or will tune in, you already know her, and you already know her track record, and you know what she's going to do. When she comes, she's not playing no games. She's going to bring it. But then some of you may not necessarily know. You might just be checking this out like, oh, wait, I don't know her. Let me check this out. But one thing I have to say is that you are very humble, in terms of what you do, and how you go about doing it. And I think that shows a lot. And I say that because sometimes some women, or men, I just say women, ladies, because I'm really speaking to you all. Okay. Some of us, we get a certain amount of fame, or no, you know, people know our, right. People know our name, right? Certain amount of success, and you're not really concerned about bringing others in or using your platforms to help other people, grow. And it's like, I know you are so busy, you're doing so many different things, but you still find the time to, say, "Hey, Queen, good job," or "Congratulations, I see you." You know what I mean? And I just want to tell you that, to me, that says a lot. That you are genuine when you say you really want to try to help other queens glow. Like you said, those that are ready. And nothing bad about those that are not ready, because when they're ready, you ready. You know what I mean? And you've made that very clear.
Yeah.
So I wanted to commend you on that. I just wanted to say that I think that says a lot about you and your character and your true intentions. Because remember, online we can pretend to be whatever we want to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I've dealt with a lot of women over these last 4 years, and some of us, not a whole lot, thank God, but some of us, they present one way, and you reach out to them, and it's a totally different story. And I'm like, "But you said this, but you do this," so people's actions aren't congruent. They don't line up. So I wanted to, that's something that's important to me. And when I collaborate with somebody or do business with somebody, it has to match up to me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say, I think I'm gonna let that one go on by, pass me by, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that. Did you have anything you want to mention before I ask another question?
Yeah. So everything you just, and this is not something you hear all the time. You hear a lot, but this is a word you don't hear as often in society as you should. And one word is integrity. 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 Integrity is doing what you say you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. That doesn't mean we don't fall short and something gets dropped, because we're all human. Hey, I'll be the first. Let me tell you something. As much as of course, the boasting is God, He gets all the glory. But much as I win in Christ, because I reckon I'm not ashamed of saying that I am a winner. I am victorious in Christ. I expect that. That's the way that I move. That's the way that I operate from a champion standpoint, because I believe that I am, because God says so. And I believe the tribe of women that I'm being blessed to connect with, they are winners too. Even if they may not always see it, I'm going to be, you're not going to be around and not be pushed to ground, period. Either you're going to say, "I'm going to go to greater," or you're going to say, "Let me get out of this atmosphere with Nakita. She is getting nerves." It's one of the two. That's where you're going to be in the middle. But integrity is so important. And the word lets us know, if you want to know if it's my people, two things that I look at. One, I look at the fruit. That's one piece. But the other piece is you should be able to test the spirit. And so what you just said was, this is how they show themselves online and everywhere else. But when I actually reach a level, it doesn't match up. So you tested the spirit, and the spirit was not the same. So therefore, it's a no-go. You're absolutely right. And that doesn't mean that everybody you reach out to immediately gets or they don't have going on. But when they do, that's a lot about. I've experienced that as well, right? But it's okay. I just put it in a place of, look, they haven't arrived to that place yet. God them where they need to get that in tune, because you can rise to the top, but you can fall just as quickly. And it's not about the fame or the glitz or the glam of your name, but it's the impact. See, people are doing it for the likes, and I'm doing it for the impact. Now, that if you're doing it right and you're making the impact, the likes, the love, and the money will come. It just will, right? If you got a strategic approach, then those things will come. So it's changing your mindset from chasing the coin, everybody chasing the coin, chasing the bag, to saying, let me chase the serve. Let me have that servant leader attitude. And if you have that and you really genuinely are authentic in that, those other things will come. The social media presence and the name status and all of that. I mean, it'll follow you. You're not even going for it. It just come for you, right? And a city upon a hill can't be hidden. I'm not going to shy away from it, but I am going to steward this authority or this presence that God has given me. I'm not going to treat it like I'm all this and that, because I'm human just like you or anybody else. If you cut me, we both gonna bleed, honey. And that's the way I've always looked at people. Even when I was in corporate America, I didn't care if it was the CEO or the janitor. I was going to treat you with respect. I would, matter of fact, I probably, truth be told, probably was a little nicer to the janitor. I'm just being honest with you, because I recognize that he who is first shall be last, and he who is last shall be first. And that's not me. That's on the word, honey. So, okay, be quiet.
I love it. Okay, so let me ask this. What would you say are some of your obstacles that you've endured? And I want to gear this towards, you know, Black women. I'm gonna say it. And this is something that one of the reasons that I started realizing your potential is because I don't in quite a few settings, I don't like the way we treat one another sometimes. So I just like to know, as much as in depth you want to go, as you feel comfortable. What has some of your obstacles been? Just what have some of your obstacles been in general? Maybe being a Black woman, maybe being a Black woman in business, or just in general, maybe if it's not related to one of those two areas. Just feel free to share whatever you want to at this time that you think, I guess, would be helpful, for people to be able to take it and kind of, relate to it.
Sure. So I'll start with the way that my brain works, and it has really helped me in business and just in life in general. I think with the end in mind, right? So I start with the end in mind. What's the goal that I'm trying to reach, whatever that may be, and what's the end game of that? So what I'm getting to as I share these obstacles that I can share from several facets is that be authentically you. It's so important, especially now. I know it's a digital world. For a moment, everybody was trying to scramble, especially if you're in business. This is specific to entrepreneurs, right? And even those who work a 9 to 5 and who have a career there, they were trying to pivot as well. But right now, I'm talking to my entrepreneurs, my aspiring girl bosses, speakers, authors who want to turn that into a successful business. No matter what come what may, authentically, boldly, unapologetically, energetically, be you, boo. And I say that because I've had instances from corporate America, and this is just, again, I'm answering your question. I don't mind being transparent, because a great leader once told me we move at the speed of trust and transparency. And that's why I know my tribe resonates with me, because I'm honest. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, baby. And that's me. And I can speak the way I just spoke here on your platform. I can speak that same way when I minister on a platform or in a pulpit. I speak the same way, right? I mean, there may be more scriptures and things of that nature, but this is how I sound. I don't change the inflection in my voice to match the people. I am who God says I am, and I walk in that unapologetically, and that has served me. There have been times where to certain people that doesn't serve me because I don't fit into what they want me to be. And I have 3 snippets when I was in corporate America. I had a role where I traveled. I was in leadership and development, where I would skill up leaders and help them to be excellent and how to get the sale and all of that. And I traveled all over the country and internationally doing that. And I was very successful in it. But my immediate supervisors in that role where I travel, they were white. And there's nothing, I love everybody. Let's be clear. This is not white, Black. I'm just calling it is what it is. That's what I just said, right? But many of my superiors were white male. And so for me, I'm a Black woman, younger than many of those who were my supervision. I'm outspoken. You can see the color and the pop, and this is who I am. Right. And so that rubbed some folks the wrong way, even though I was doing the job with excellence, even though many people would give me kudos. There was an instance where I had a supervisor that later, after we flew back home, because we were at an event, in a leadership event in Dallas, and I was outspoken and answered questions, just engaging. That's who I am. I'm an engaging person. Got home, checked my email, my supervisor, oh, Nakita. Now, mind you, we were there together for a week. So we totally could have talked at any point, pulled to the side, whatever. But got home, and then he wanted to tell me via email, which I personally thought was a cowardly way to address your employee when we were together for a week. Okay. So anyway, once I got home, and it was basically saying, I'm paraphrasing, but it essentially was saying that I needed to simmer down on my light giving other people opportunity. I don't have to be to the forefront. And it really did in that moment. I was hurt. I was, because I thought I was doing and being who I am in Christ and helping the organization and encouraging other people and just doing what I needed to do. But that rubbed him the wrong way. What I later had to find out was people will be and feel like you're coming for their job. They feel like you're outshining them. And so they want you to simmer because they don't want to have to rise to the level, the bar that you have. And so in his case, he don't want me to rise that level to the bar that I had set versus him being the one to set the role. I've had instances with my American queens where we situations, and again, it comes from this place all about confidence, like confidence, but all of these scenarios come from because of confidence in who God has called them to be. They project insecurities on me, on you. And that's what many times people will do, because I feel like you're going to take something I have. So let me see how I can tear you down. And I strive to go against that. I'm so against bullying, workplace bullying here in the speaker world or virtually. I'm against that. So people will see your light, and it's not really even you, it's the light that's shining. They're afraid that light is going to outshine their light. And that's unfortunate. So I've had that with my African American queens, not every woman, but there have been a few, again, from the corporate sector. It was just too much. They felt as if that was going to take their position, that was going to take whatever their status, as opposed to saying, hey, let's collaborate. Hey, let's see how we can, if you lighten it up and I'm lighting it up together, we're going to glow stuff up. Right? Instead of having that mindset, which is the mindset I have with my tribe, they had a different mindset. And that's okay. I wish everybody well. God bless them. But I wasn't going to change who God called me to be when I knew that I was not out of pocket and that I was illuminating the atmosphere with my gifts, my talents, and what I bring to the table. So I'm saying all of that to say, don't change who you are. Authentically, boldly be you. It can be easy, especially in this digital world that we've all really had to shift to pick up what somebody else is doing. Well, what are they doing? Well, that's working for them. What's she doing? Well, what about her? And I've had queens closer in circles and some a little bit further out that, it's nothing wrong with them saying, hey, this works for her. Let me try. But many times it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Right? So when you try to mimic and take on the persona of someone that is not you, the people who are in that atmosphere, they're able to call it out. They're able to say, that now Jacqueline don't talk like that. Minister Nakita Davis don't talk like that. Right? But then they know who it is. So it's they say copycat is flattering. But, as far as in you being who you are, it's really disrespectful to who you are, because who you are is amazing. Who you are is great. Who you are is fabulous, honey. And everybody needs to hear your voice and what you bring to the table. You can learn and glean and grow from someone else without trying to become who they are, because it's disrespectful to you, because you're amazing just as you are. And the last obstacle I would say is I've had obstacles with white males. I've had obstacles with queens that look just like me. And then I've had obstacles from the religion standpoint, where certain organizations will not want to partner with my business because I am, even though it's a business, it's faith-based at the core. And so even though everything looks great, they don't want that associated with them. It's a pill that I have to swallow, but I'm okay with that, because I'm not going to change who I am in Christ and who he's called me to be. Guess what? If I deny him amongst men, he will deny me with the Father. And I'm not playing those games. So it's cool. So if I miss out on an opportunity because I profess my love for Jesus Christ, then I just miss out on the opportunity. I'm not going to change. It is a non-negotiable. So walk away with authentically, boldly, energetically, consistently be you, boo, and show up and glow up in this season, because I promise you, those they with you, they will all the time. I will not be everybody out for coffee. Jesus, coffee and prayer. Hello. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, you answered the question. So the takeaway is that this is something I think that we all go through, especially in the, especially as a newer entrepreneur, I would think, and being in this online space. I think a lot of people struggle with, they see different people that are doing, doing things that they want to do, or where they want to be, in terms of success wise. And they think that, let me imitate this person. Let me do what this person is doing. So it's worked for them. So it's worked for them, for them to have a certain amount of success. I want that amount of success. So let me do what they're doing. So I think that that's, maybe for some of us, I think, I don't want to say for everybody, but I think that it's pretty natural to do that, but the thing of it is, like you said, you have to be authentically who you are.
Yes.
Because the thing of it is, you can only pretend, and I say pretend, imitate, whatever words you want to use, for so long.
Right.
You know what I mean? And over the long haul, you need to be who you are. You need to be true to yourself. You know what I mean? And you're not going to achieve, and this is my own opinion, you're not going to achieve a certain amount of success and be able to sustain it, right, over a long period of time, if you are not genuinely being who you are.
Yep.
Genuinely being who you are, because, and I know I've been there, like when I first initially started out, like I might say, oh, well, this person is a successful podcaster. Maybe I should do podcasting, or this person has a show. Maybe I should do a show. Or this person is doing, putting together a book anthology, so on and so forth. It's so many ways that women are out there shining, in multiple ways, but you have to really pay attention to what feels good to you. Now, I'm not saying, I don't want anyone out there to think that I'm saying that to stay inside of your comfort zone, don't go outside of your comfort zone. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is pay attention to what feels comfortable for you. Like for me, I'm a social worker by profession. And I know a lot of people say, oh, social workers are just nosy people. I'm not going to go into that. I just know people say that. Okay. I just know some people say that. But I love asking questions. I love finding out kind of like what makes that person tick. Because the thing of it is, everybody can have the same. Let's say if you had a sister that was maybe a year ahead of you or a year after you. You all could grow up in the same household, same parents, same mother, same father, right? All that good stuff, and be two totally different people. And the thing of it is how it's everybody processes information differently and everybody responds differently. So that's also a testament to you, because sometimes people get burned, maybe a couple of people done them wrong, or, did some very dishonest things. Basically, they didn't have a sense of integrity. And then that individual allows that to change them.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I think that's also a challenge, and I know you touched on it, but if there's anything you want to add to it, I'd like for you to. But I guess some women out there that may be listening may say, well, I've had all these experiences, all these not so good experiences, right? How do I still continue to be me? How do I not become, let's say bitter, even though that may not be the right word in this context, but you all know what I mean when I say that. How do I still keep being genuinely, the nice person, if you will, or the trusting individual, if you will, for lack of better words, that I am, and not allow these negative experiences from from the interactions that I've had? How do I not allow that to cause me to change in a way that, really, really is not me?
Yeah. No, that's really good. And the key is, I have to speak from my lens. I know everyone is different. In the church they would call it church hurt, right? Oh, sister so and so didn't, so now it's the whole church. It's the whole. Stop. It's the same thing in the speaker, author, girl boss business, baby. Everybody's not for you. Everybody's not going to be genuine, and that's not coming from a place of being pessimistic, but it's from a place of just being reality. So for me, what keeps me rooted, and those who know me know, I pray for two things every day. I pray for wisdom and discernment. Those are my bullets, right? That's my arsenal. That's how I rear myself up every day for wisdom and discernment, because what you have to begin to ask yourself, and I know some folks, I might be stepping on your toes, but I'm just keeping it 100. Can I keep it 100? If I'm keeping it 100, if everybody, it seems like everywhere you go, everybody's hurting you, Everybody's getting over on you. Everybody's doing you dirty. What's the common denominator? You, right? So it really is a look in the mirror type of situation. Not that you're not with integrity or that you're doing people dirty, but you have to say, what is it in me that is drawing in people who see me to be a victim? What is it about me that says doormat? What is it about me that says you can get over? What is it about me that says this or that? It's not taking blame for what they've done to you incorrectly or wrongly or how they treated you, but it's taking control of the things that you can and not worrying about the things that you cannot. I cannot have no control over Jacqueline. She has no control over me. Now, we may influence each other because we are sisters trying to strive and grow and help other women across the globe, but I have no control. The only control I have is over me. Even your own kids, you think you're controlling them, but at the end of the day, I mean, you might beat them, but you still don't have 100% control over their little minds and what they think and what they're doing in front of you, behind you, and all of that. The only real control you have is over you. So I take the approach of, what is it about me? If I continue to see that it's the same thing resonating over and over again, then I promise you there's a break in the system somewhere. From a business standpoint, if I say I'm struggling in this one area of business, then I can go backwards, because I like to start with the end in mind, and I can go root cause analysis, right? Is what we called it in corporate, and that's what I use in my business as well. But root cause analysis, let's run it back in our mind and see what area am I struggling in that keeps bringing the same folk that keep doing me wrong. Let me see if there's any way I can elevate in that area. If it's you're too nice, there's nothing wrong with you being nice and being sweet and being kind, but you can still have the right barriers in place. There's a quote, and I don't know who says it, but they say givers have to have barriers because takers don't have any. Okay. Givers have to have barriers because takers don't have any. That doesn't mean I'm not a giver just because I have barriers, meaning I don't just let anybody run up straight to my heart. I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to operate, whether that's in business, personally, or professionally. So I'm saying all of this to say, take a look at you, not from a place of blaming yourself, right? They did what they did, they said what they said, but what can I do to grow? We should always be looking to grow. I don't care where your name is, your household name, you got millions of business in the bank. I promise you, Oprah is still out here growing. I promise you, Tyler Perry is still out here growing. Michelle Obama, my forever FLOTUS, is still out here growing and glowing, right? So what makes you different? You have to be able to take a look at yourself and say, is there anything I could have done better? Anything that I can change so I don't have this same outcome in the future? The second piece to that is take you some prune juice and let that stuff go. Because what I know for a fact, you will not, and I'm very positive and optimistic, but you will never get to the level that you are supposed to get to in your life, personally or professionally, holding on to bitterness, unforgiveness, and the things of old yesteryear that people have done to you, no matter how egregious. Because I know some queen, but you didn't see what they did to me. I understand that. But find a way to get to a place where you can be cordial and you can take prune juice and let that go. Because what I do know from a business standpoint, getting in your feelings does not equal getting into your bag, baby. So if you want to stay, if you want to grow in your business, if you want to soar, if you want to reach the nations, if you want to connect and collaborate with amazing women like this queen and other women, and really do some things that make an impact in the earth that your kids can reap off of, you have no time for the feelings. That doesn't mean you don't love, doesn't mean you don't have compassion, but it does mean ain't nobody got time for that. So that's my insight. Look at you. How can I grow? And then say to yourself, did I take my prune juice today? I'm just being honest. I don't got time for it.
Hey, listen, I hope you don't get offended by me laughing, but
No,
I hear you.
I'm crazy. I tell people,
Okay, right. Okay, you know.
yeah, this is my authentic self. So hey, it is what it is.
She said, I ain't got time for that.
Honey, we got things to do. I
Oh,
feel
gosh.
mm-mm.
I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. I'm enjoying this. So your topic, And I'm sure you probably touched on bits and pieces of it so far, but your actual topic is Queen, it's time to play your royal position. And there are what, one, two, three, four, five different points that you wanted to mention. So go, go ahead, take it away.
Sure, yeah, and I'll be quick with it because you're right. I did touch on a lot of the pieces. So there is a Jesus Coffee and Prayer is my business, the publishing, the marketing, the PR. But I do have a Queen Experience platform that is a subsidiary of that, and it's all about women of faith dropping the excuses so they can play their royal position. And so Queen is an acronym that stands for the following. The Q is for quit making excuses. Whatever it is you want to do, wherever you want to be, whatever you desire, whatever you want to manifest, you got to first drop the excuses, whatever it is. I mean, you can simply, I tell queens when I do workshops, put it on a piece of paper. This is a real moment of truth. This is a real self-reflection. Just you, God, looking in the mirror. What's really the excuse why I didn't go back to school? What's really the excuse why I didn't apply for the promotion? What's really the excuse I'm not where I want to be? Because the reality is, whatever you see, wherever you're at, wherever you live, whatever your income is, you are the common denominator of where you are right now. So you are exactly where you are because of what you did or what you didn't do. So drop the excuses so you can level up in whatever facet you want to level up. If it's your health, you know what time it is. Let's drink more water. Let's put down the Debbie cakes. Let's do what we need to do. Let's just be real. Let's stop playing with our destiny. So drop the excuses. The U is for understanding your assignment. What were you called to do? What were you put on this earth for? You got to find that out. And the best way that I share with queens when I have consultations, because I dabble in a little bit of business coaching as well when I have time for the women God has placed on my heart. But you've got to understand your why. What do you want to do? Why? How? When? Let's get that together. You've got to be real clear on your assignment because otherwise you will go anywhere the wind blows. And as soon as somebody has an opportunity, you'll jump on that. And as soon as somebody has this, you'll jump on that. And that's beautiful that you're supporting, but it should be in alignment, intentional with what God has called you to do. So get clear on that. The third piece is the E, enlisting your supporting cast. We talked about this. You better find you a queen. You better find you some women who are glow-getters, who are moving and shaking. Let me tell you something. If I hang around, and this is not just about money, so please don't walk away from this conversation with that, but this is just for illustration purposes. But if I'm around 10 dynamic women who are moving and shaking, they're magnifying God, they're living their best life, they're each one teaching one, lifting each other up, and they're all millionaires, what is the propensity that I will be number 11 if I am in that circle and in their midst? It's highly plausible that if I put in the work, I'm going to be there too. Flip side, if I'm around these queens who are broke, busted, and disgusted, they not uplifting nobody, they complain about the air that they breathe, what's the propensity that I'm going to be the number 11 complaining, whining, and moaning, broke, busted, and disgusted? Your tribe matters. Who's in your corner and surrounding you and speaking in your inner ear will speak to you many times more so than people you deem truly significant in your life because they're in your inner ear. That's that subliminal. You know how the TV come on and you like, man, you don't even realize you want McDonald's, but what you don't realize is you saw 10 McDonald's commercials. You saw 10 McDonald's billboards when you picked up your kids. You saw over and over again, it came down your social media, and then all of a sudden, you know what? Yeah, somebody asked you what you want to go eat. Let's see what McDonald's got. Now you thinking you the genius one. You done told them I'm loving it. But the reality is subliminally, McDonald's has been in your inner ear all day. Well, it's the same thing with the people that you keep in your circle and in your corner, baby. What are they speaking? Either they're speaking life or they're speaking death. Either they are pushing you, propelling you, or they are bringing you down subliminally. You know what the deal is. So make sure those folks are important in your life. The second piece is once you know who those people are that you resonate with and they're uplifting you, is you have to establish your winning team. And how do you do that? With clear instructions. You have to be able to speak up. I feel like sometimes my women, my queens, they're so sweet. They're so beautiful. I love them. I need that alpha to come out in you. I need you to take the reins. I didn't say be a bully. I didn't say be a control freak, excuse me. But I am saying that you need to take control of your life and tell people how to treat you. I'm like literally talking about opening your mouth and telling them what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and how they can help you. If I say, Queen, I'm working on this project XYZ, I heard you're an amazing graphic design. I want to have you on the platform. Here's the deal. I need you to make the logo. What can we work out to make that happen? I'm being very specific. I'm acknowledging who you are. I'm acknowledging your gifts and your expertise. I'm telling you what I need, but I'm not saying that I'm doing it, getting that from you for free. I'm saying, hey, I'm up to negotiation. Let's talk. Right? I did that in 15 seconds. And so if she respects me and I respect her, we're probably going to talk. So open your mouth and say something. Establish your winning team by giving them clear instructions. I have no qualms about telling people what I need and what I don't need. And I'm okay with them telling me that too. We can get to the point. Let's stop playing games so we can level up and play our royal position. And then the final is the N. The N is simply for now. Now. I tell queens, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? Who's the dark knight that's gonna come in and save the day? It's you. So you are the change that you want to see. So whatever it is, wherever the gap, wherever the opportunity is, if it's in your wheelhouse, if it's in your realm to make it better, to make it great, don't be a part of the complaint list, be a part of the solution list. And you'll be surprised once you are the one for the solution. Sometimes it's harder because you're first. Everybody wants to travel the road that everybody else has traveled. And that's cool sometimes, and we've all done it, myself included. But the one that's going to be the pioneer to go where it hasn't been traveled and they go and make it to where it flourishes, now you're the go-to, or as I like to call, the glow-to in your niche field from a business perspective. And when you can get people to see that with authenticity, that you are boldly, unapologetically, energetically, and consistently being the glow-to in a particular area, they're going to come to you. They're going to slide in your DM. They're going to be in your email. I mean, and I'm no boast to me, the glory belongs to God, but virtually every day, about every day. I mean, I woke up this morning with some opportunities in my email, people reaching out, DMing me, people want me to come and speak. Again, I'm saying that not to boast in me, God gets the glory, but I've positioned myself by the grace of God to be the glow-to in my niche field. So people recognize that, they refer people, and they will come to me, and I'm positioned to help them now. So Queen, it's time to play your royal position. Those are the 5 concepts that I literally guide my life through by faith in Christ. But those are the principles I use to win and show my queens how to win too.
I love that. Let me see if I got this correct, because I've heard you say it before. Okay. So if not now, then when? And if not you, then who? I like that. I like those 2 things.
Rapper, come on, what's going on? Baby, pick it up. Because
you know what? And I'm sitting here, and she said that, I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I know for me, I still have, and I did a live or I was an interview or something. I can't remember where I said it, but I have conversations with myself, you know, because there are times where things happen and I find myself maybe shrinking down or, you know, just getting ready to turn down an opportunity before I even look into it further. I have to pull myself to the side, you know, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I want you ladies to know that that's okay, because a lot of our behavior, things that we do and don't do, did not just happen overnight. So that we're not going to undo them overnight, but to give ourselves grace and to keep working at it little by little. And you will begin to change your mindset. Just like with anything else, you change your outfit, you know, change your dinner plans or whatever. It's the same thing. Long as you are committed to doing little by little and working on it. So yes, there are times I pull myself to the side, if you will, just like you would, you know, an employee, somebody that, you know, that you're over. You know what? Come here for a second. Okay, I need to talk to you. I do that to myself. Jackie, you got a minute? All right, come on over here. Let's talk for a minute. You know, you got this. Or why are you not applying for this opportunity? Or, you know, maybe why, you know, just or even in a sense of evaluating me and how, you know, how I present myself or how I go about things. And I'll just say this real quick, because I know y'all know that sometimes when I get started, I be, you know, and I don't even realize where the time goes. But during my symposiums, you know, I'm always in a constant state of learning and growing. You know what I mean? And I'm always looking at my behavior. And like how you said, you mentioned earlier that if you keep finding that certain things are happening, then what's the common denominator? Take a look at the common denominator, which is you. You know what I mean? And it don't mean nothing bad. Don't mean you're doing anything wrong, but just you're taking a look at yourself and you're evaluating. Well, maybe I'm not being clear, or maybe, you know what I mean? And it's just, and I use that to help myself grow. Like in the instance of my symposiums, maybe I wasn't clear, or how can I do this better? I use that as an opportunity to be able to improve myself and to learn and to grow. And I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Some people may do a summit with me and they be like, oh, I don't think I want to work for her anymore. And that's okay. Or some people may do it and they just like, oh my God, I loved it. I want to do it again. And they refer me people. You know what I mean? So either way, we both learn something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I have to say I work with some awesome women, but like I said, every interaction gives me an opportunity to learn and grow, and sometimes we may not know certain things about ourselves. If we weren't put in that particular situation before, we learn something about ourselves when we do different things.
Mhm.
That's why it's so important to go outside of your comfort zone. So I want to end off on the note of, I don't want you to feel rushed. I would like to give people opportunity, but I definitely want you to give us maybe some final thoughts. Take your time, and also let everybody know all the awesome things that you have coming up, because I know you got a lot going on. So take the time to let them know, what you have going on, why it would be beneficial for them to participate, and basically, obviously, how to contact you.
Absolutely. Well, again, I thank you so much, Queen, for inviting me to be here. I love being able to support. I love being able to highlight other women. That has been, if anybody's taking any tips and business acumen or what have you for me, put yourself in a position to serve and shine a light on other people and watch how you glow up. And I'm not talking about doing it in such a way that that's the only end game, right? Like, you got to be authentic. So if it's not authentic, as Jacqueline stated earlier, people will be able to sniff that out and they'll be able to see that, because you're not going to be able to keep it long term. It's about sustainability. No one trick pony show. If you want real success, it's going to have to be over time. Period. There's no get rich, get quick fame, that's a wrap, right? You might get it and then it'll crash just like that. If you want something sustainable, that's how you build your brand. Right. So thank you so much for this opportunity. But for the women who are listening, what I want you to walk away from, there's so many things, so many nuggets I can give you, but the biggest thing for me in this season is, and it relates to your topic of the confidence, Queen, it's time to get your confidence back. I understand what took place in 2020, and we're not all the way out of the dark yet, but we're starting to see a little piece of light, right? With some of the things that are going on. I need you to get it back. This is that time. You got to bounce back, because this is the season from a business standpoint. There will be, no doubt, mark my words, millionaires who are birthed from this time. You can go back and Google and do your research from the Spanish flu, where millionaires were birthed from that. You know why? Because anytime opposition, obstacles are in plain sight, that means there's a solution around the corner. And if you are the one to present a solution to the right set of people, then you become the expert quickly in that field or in that area. And therefore, people will gladly come to you and people will gladly pay you, because they know you're the expert and you're going to get them the results when you say and how you say you're going to get them the results. So, I'm saying, get your confidence back. Whatever you need to do, get with Jacqueline. There's other confidence coaches. Whatever you need to do, in the mirror, affirmations, journal, whatever you need to do to glow up to yourself, baby. Because it's very hard for you to illuminate and put other people on a platform or to edify other people when you don't have the courage to edify and uplift yourself. It first starts with you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I know I'm not the first one to say that, and I'm not the last one to say that, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. So start with you, making sure you're good, you're confident, you're bold, you're unapologetic, you're showing up and consistent in who God has called you to be. and then go and glow stuff up, sis. Just do it. Like, time waits for no one, and somebody needs you. I know you've heard this. This is so, it's like a broken record, but somebody needs your voice just the way you are, right? I don't care. You didn't graduate. You got 5 kids. Like, whatever. I don't care. They see themselves in your story, sis. Period. So use your story and align that with the gifts, the talents, the wisdom, the knowledge, the expertise and experience that you have, and put it in a package, put it in a bow, and then sell it. But it's not just about it being sold, it's the impact that goes along with that, right? They're getting a piece of you, right? And you're priceless. So there is an opportunity for your gift to make room for you, and for you to also be able to eat and eat good. And if you need help with that, get lined up with the right people who can point you in the right direction, or be the coach or be the mentor, so that you can flourish. Because what you don't want to do is leave this earth with all those amazing gifts and talents on the inside of you. When you are the key, you are the key, no doubt. Hear me good. You are the key to breaking generational curses for somebody in this earth. If it ain't nothing but one person, they're going to look at you and say, man, she went through what? They came at her sideways, here. But here she is, still standing strong, still a woman of integrity, still moving and shaking, still smiling, and still encouraging other people through whatever platform, through whatever gift, through whatever talent God placed on the inside of you. It is a shame and a pity for folks to keep it bottled up on the inside, because they're afraid of who likes them, who doesn't like them, what they're going to say, and what they're not going to say. Look, those people, as I tell folks, those people can't get you into heaven, and those people surely can't send you to hell. So let me tell you something. You better do you, boo, and be who you were meant to be. It's time for you to play your royal position. And if I can be of any assistance, please feel free to reach out. I am always doing something, honey. Sometimes I can't even keep track, baby. I'm just being honest. I be like, what day is it, Jesus? I don't even know what day it is some days. I'm being honest. I go by that calendar. And so what I've got coming down the pipe tonight, if you are a speaker, author, a girl boss, at 8 p.m. EST, I am hosting my No More Breadcrumbs speaker, author, girl boss, 6-figure blueprint masterclass. Let me say that 3 times fast. I'm going to say it one more time though. No more breadcrumbs. I'm crazy, y'all. No more breadcrumbs. Speaker, author, girl boss, 6-figure blueprint masterclass. So we're gonna get together. You know, the way that my heart operates, whether it's 1,000 women or if it was just one, I would show up. That's a part of me being authentically, boldly, consistently, energetically, everything God has called me to be. It doesn't matter the number. I'm a fond believer that who is supposed to hear it will hear it. Those who are supposed to see it will see it, and they will be blessed because it's already been ordained. So it's all about giving the tips, the tools, the techniques, the hacks, strategies that I've personally been able to use to walk away from my 9-to-5 job and scale to 6 figures during the pandemic. All the glory belongs to God. Was able to hit my first 6 figures in 11 months. So by the end of November in 2020, and then here we are in March, and I've already hit it again. So I hit my second 6 figures in 4 months. And in Jesus' name, I'm declaring that the next set will be in 2 to 3 months. So we're going for $1 million plus. Hello. And in that is not just the money. I know that as I'm being authentic and who I'm supposed to be, that women are being blessed. Not just because I think so, because they tell me. They slide in my DM and they let me know. They're in tears. They're, girl, after XYZ, I pulled my wig off. I mean, I've had crazy statements like that. Like, girl, you changed my life. Again, it's not even about me. The glory belongs to God, but I'm honored to be in that position. I know when you know that you're of value, and what you bring to the table can change people's whole life, the trajectory of their life. You don't worry about the price point and all of that, because you know you are worth it, and so are they. And the people that get it and are right now in that season need to take that information, they will. So I'm offering to you, come on in. I'm gonna drop the link later and as soon as we get off of this, I'll drop the link. There is a cost. It's $97 if you want to catch it live. If you want to catch the replay, so say you can't make it tonight at 8 o'clock, but you want to be able to still get the content, then you pay $127. It's only $30 more. I think that's $30 more, but you'll get the replay for 90 days and you can keep that content. Because here's the deal. Once the class starts, it's still going to be recorded, but it's going to be a part of a course or a coaching program, which will be $1,000 or more. So if you want the information that I'm going to provide, and it's not cookie cutter, Queen, if you know me or just CC around town or go to my page, and I'm not being funny or boastful, but when I provide information, it's never just what you can Google. I'm going to give you the real deal on what I did, the strategies, the principles that I use to grow my business quickly. Again, I know there's millionaires and billionaires and all of that, and God bless them, but I can only speak for me. And for me, a little Black girl that grew up in the hood where there was drugs, needles on the ground, prostitution in front of my face, honey, my family, we didn't even have a car for a little bit where we had to walk to and fro to the bus stop. So from that little girl to being here as a grown woman, making multiple six figures in my own business, hey, I'm blessed and highly favored. And I want to show you how to do the same thing, but you got to sign up. Or you can come to me later. Just know you're going to pay some racks. So it's totally up to you. I want to do this at the lower rate so that I can give you that information. Plus you have time for the Q&A where I can answer some questions for you and give you fresh perspective, because that's something that really I am a go-to in. And I know that because it was like that when I was in corporate, where the VPs and the presidents would pick my brain. So guess what? If they're paying me whatever to pick my brain, how much money do you think they're making off of me? If you're paying me this, what do you think you're making off of me? And when I finally realized, like, hey, Nakita, you have amazing ideas, great vision, you know how to move and shake. What would happen if you put this into your own full-time business? And I trusted God on that. I did that, and he's already shown me. I've made more money in my own business in less than the first year than I ever made in 15 years for the corporate job. And it was a good paying job with great benefits and company phone and laptops and tablets. And I traveled a lot, but it still pales in comparison to what God has done for me shortly in this time. So I want to share that. I will drop the link for that. And the other thing before we go, we are hosting our next anthology. It's called The Women Win. So if you're a mover, you're a shaker, you're a girl boss, speaker, author, girl boss, and your mom, then I want you to consider being a part of our anthology. It will be another international best-selling book, and we're doing it just in time for Mother's Day. So if you're interested, maybe you're a bestseller, but not an international bestseller. Maybe you have never written a book and you want to bite-size it down because maybe it's overwhelming to write the whole book. This is a great opportunity for you to get in where you fit in with a proven team that's going to get you the results that you're looking for. And the process is going to be amazing. A lot of the women that have been in my past anthologies, they're friends, they connect, they collaborate, they're on each other's podcasts, on each other's TV shows, they're doing speaking engagements together. So very much what I do is a sisterhood. It may be one project, but it ends up being a lifelong relationship. And that's why I call my queens my queens. So if you need any help with anything, you can email me info@jesuscoffeeandprayer.com, and I'll put it in the comments below. In the subject line, put I am ready to soar. Myself or a team member, if you want to write your book or you need help with media marketing or PR. So God bless you so much. Just get connected, Queen. Follow me at Jesus Coffee. Facebook, Instagram is the same. Clubhouse. I'm pretty new to Clubhouse, but hey, I'm gonna pop some things off there at Min, M-I-N, Nakita, N-A-K-I-T-A, Davis, D-A-V-I-S, and I'll drop it in the links below. But tonight, come with me, 8 p.m. if you're looking to get some real sound advice on how you can make 10 stacks, $10,000 a month in your existing speaker, author, girl boss business, then you really can't afford to miss this, because I'm going to be dishing all the tea and answering your questions so you can make more money like tomorrow. Because I've had queens come back to me just after a couple of days of being in some of my workshops and letting me know how they closed more sales, or it was their first month that they had their highest grossing month after being in my workshops or class. So I give you the goods, queen. This ain't Google. We're giving you the real tea at an affordable price. So you need to be there. I'll drop the link. But thank you so much, Jacqueline. You're amazing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so glad so honored to have you here and, sharing your gems and your nuggets. I'm going to put myself on mute again because I want you to say, because I think you went out a little bit, but I want you to say again exactly how they can find you, because I think it cut off a little bit. So let me put myself on mute and then tell them again.
Okay, Queen. So one more again. You can follow me on Facebook at Jesus Coffee, and Prayer. So that's all together, all lowercase. It's Jesus, Coffee, AND, Prayer on Facebook and Instagram, on Clubhouse at MIN Nakita, Nakita Davis, Davis. So it's like minister, but abbreviated. So MIN Nakita Davis on Clubhouse. We're getting ready to pipe some things up there. And then if you're interested in being in the 6-figure blueprint masterclass tonight at 8 p.m. EST, I'm going to drop the link below. You can join us live for 97 or get the replay for 90 days for 127. So even if you can't come tonight, you can still join us and get the link later, that you can be able to watch the pieces that resonate with you or replay it at any time for 90 days. So that's what I got going on, Queen. Thank you so much.
So you're not on Twitter or LinkedIn?
Twitter. So Twitter. Yes, I'm on Twitter. Yes. So I'm trying to get my Twitter game up. I know what they do, honey. So Twitter, I'm Jesus Coffee Pray. Okay. Jesus Coffee Pray, because the words was too long, honey, for all of Jesus Coffee. It's a long name, you know. I didn't think that part out when it was the book, and then the book morphed into the name of the company. So it's Jesus Coffee Pray on Twitter, and then LinkedIn, it's Nakita Davis. And I'll be honest, I need to update my LinkedIn with my business, so you'll see more of what I did from the corporate world. But I think I am, what did I say? I forget the terminology, but I think I'm the most followed Nakita Davis on LinkedIn. So you should be able to easily find me there, because when I was really popping there, I was a mover and a shaker. And I'm getting ready to pipe that back up too. My predominant platforms are Facebook and Instagram, but I will be piping up Twitter and LinkedIn and Clubhouse this year more so. But definitely Facebook and Instagram, or email me.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And Miss Joleanne Chocolate Diva Jackson.
Come on, Queen. Yeah. Give it to us.
Where am I getting the camera? Get the snaps in the camera. Okay. So let me just say this, ladies. If you gave some comments and not all of them show up right here, so I just want you to know that I won't see it until I actually go into the different areas. So I just don't want you to think that I'm not I don't didn't see you, didn't want to acknowledge you. Okay. So just wanted you to know that. But thank you everyone for, those that tuned in. Definitely reach out to Miss Minister Nakita Davis here to, stay connected. Even if you're not able to do something right now, just get on her email list or follow her page, Instagram, just to stay abreast of all of the things she's doing. Because trust me, honey, she be rolling them out. Boy, every time I look at Facebook, I'm like, oh, okay, she doing this. So it's a lot going on. So you got to stay in the know.
That's the secret. Yeah, I have a robot that just goes. Go. Yeah.
So, but thank you again. And I really, really, really appreciate you. And ladies, let me say this again. My name is Jacqueline Cabot Harrison. Excuse me. This is A Queen's Roundtable Show, which happens every second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, then go at the link is already in the body of the text. Go ahead, click that, do the application, and let's do it. Let's do it. I'm always looking to spotlight other entrepreneurs that have something to share, that are willing to, just talk openly and honestly with us about, entrepreneurship. I'm not interested in being, fake and always presenting, everything is perfect and nothing goes wrong. We try to keep it open and honest, Right. Exactly. So, keep that in mind. Also, too, I just want to say real quick, coming up in May, it's going to be next month in a minute because it'll be April, but coming up in May, we have A Queen's Roundtable Quarterly Symposium, which I do in January, May, and September. But the next one is going to be every Friday and Saturday of the month of May. Okay, so if you are interested in being a speaker, that's going to close real soon. So go ahead and do that application and let's talk. Because like I said, that's going to be closing real soon because everything has to be finalized. And if you are not going to be a speaker, registration will be open soon because you don't want to miss it. I got some wonderful, wonderful keynote speakers that are going to be pouring into you. So this is a good opportunity to continue to either, jump out there and launch the business or a podcast or whatever you've been sitting on, or to be able to level up your current existing business. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and I will talk to you all again soon. And thank you again, Miss Minister Nakita Davis, and you enjoy the rest of your afternoon as well. All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.